So the BBC have decided to do a documentary about Hunt Saboteurs. I'm sure you can guess how this is going to go, but let's be fair. Let's see what they've got to say for themselves.
I go out sabbing personally each and every week, every Saturday during hunting season. You know, I started in my teens, and the reason it still appeals to me almost 20 years later is because it really makes a difference. And yes, some people might see it as more extreme than going on a protest or holding a placard. And yes, maybe it is, but it's something that gets direct results.
And what is the result exactly? Yeah, the result is that people like me have to go and shoot foxes, and we have to shoot them relatively indiscriminately because we have to be reactive rather than proactive. We have to just see there's a problem and shoot the fox. Where's the criticism here? Where's the balance from the BBC?
We had a huge response from the hunting community. People wanted to tell their story. But national organisations warned people off and shut us out. So we are having to tell half of this story using archive footage and anyone else who would talk to us.
Do you guys go out hunting?
Yeah, all three of us do.
For most people that go hunting, it's a major part of their life.
Well, that's very convenient, isn't it? That you don't have to show both sides of the story. Perhaps it's because they know that you're not going to show both sides of the story anyway, and any kind of interviews that people like the Countryside Alliance give you, you're going to just use against them, and you're going to twist their words, and you're going to come at this from a very London-centric, towny perspective. But the thing is, to be balanced talking about this, you don't need to necessarily know anything about hunting. You need to really just dissect the morality of what they're doing. And what are these people doing? Well, they're going onto private property and they're disrupting somebody going about their lawful business, which is aggravated trespass. It's a crime.
I've been spat at, I've been punched, I've been kicked. I've been ridden at, I've been knocked out, I've had broken bones.
You're not invited, so get gone.
But that's not for you to decide.
It is.
No, it's not.
Illegal activity going on here.
Get it gone now. Do what you want, but get out.
Get your hands off her. We're leaving. We're leaving. We are leaving. We are leaving.
So here we are again, where the BBC are interviewing someone, and she's saying, I've been spat at, and I've been attacked, and all these things have happened to her. Now, you know what? You know, there could be another demographic of people that you might expect that sort of thing to happen to. Yeah, they're called burglars. So when someone breaks into your home, and they attack you, and then you respond in kind, that isn't you being the bad guy. I mean, this is the thing. You know, it wouldn't be quite so bad. It would still be bad if they were just making out, oh, they're kind of equal. But they're not even doing that. They're just suggesting that she's the victim. She's the victim for breaking into somebody's private property, trying to stop them doing something that they're legally entitled to do, and then yeah, they get attacked. Well, you know, yeah, I don't condone that because it's counterproductive. You know, you're going to cause yourself problems. But what's happening to our society here? You know, we see this all the time. This isn't just about fox hunting now. This is across the board. We have a situation where, for instance, you know, the famous story of Charlottesville in the United States, where you've got some white identitarian, basically white clones of Black Lives Matter having a march about their whatever they're doing, which I don't support, you know, necessarily. I think it's identity politics, which is wrong. But they're doing that peacefully. And then a load of Antifa protesters, who you might have noticed cover their faces as well. There's a similar sort of thing. And they attack them. And then, of course, these white identitarians attack them back. And then, what, Donald Trump is made out to be the bad guy because he said they were both as bad as each other. No, they aren't as bad as each other. The people who are bad are the ones who are going to try to stop someone going about a peaceful, lawful activity. If you want to have a march about something that most people would find abhorrent, but you're just doing it peacefully, and then I go and attack you when you're doing it, I'm the bad guy, not you. If you defend yourself, well, yeah, you know, as I said, that's not a good idea, but, you know, what do you expect? You know, where is this sort of backwards logic that we're getting here? You know, this woman goes onto someone's property and attacks them, tries to stop them doing what they're doing. They respond in kind, and then somehow they're the bad guys. Apparently apparently.
If he's boxing up, he's going home. That's him. He's done. He's had a shit day hunting, and it's been spoiled by us.
How does it make you feel?
Oh, this is fucking brilliant.
Throughout our filming, nothing we witnessed suggested any illegal activity.
So this really personifies the point that I'm making here with this video, where the BBC are trying to make out that they're impartial, that they couldn't get any hunters involved, so therefore it's not their fault that they've only got one side of the argument. And yet, at the end of the documentary, they say, we didn't see any illegal activity. Well, I'm sorry, you did. Not from the hunters, no. You saw illegal activity by a load of people covering their faces with masks, going onto private land and committing the crime of aggravated trespass. Now, obviously to anyone watching this will realise that they would have very much been on their best behaviour when they've got the BBC following them around. They're not going to do their usual tactics of getting right up in a hunter's face, shouting and spitting at them to get them to react so they can record it on their phones and try and make out they're in some way the victims here, you know, or attacking them and that sort of thing. Or perhaps when they're using their whips and horns and they make the dogs go onto the road, getting them run over, that sort of thing. They're not going to show any of that. You know, it would have taken a quick Google search for the BBC to see the sorts of things that they normally get up to. It would have taken them a quick Google search just to know that throughout these people have been committing a crime. It would have taken a quick Google search just to know that shooting foxes is still legal and foxes are still being dealt with, just in a less efficient way, in a way that means that the animals aren't actually being, you know, conserved. They're not having the weakest being taken by the hounds. Instead now they're just being shot indiscriminately. You know, vixens are being shot. I shot a vixen that would have left cubs to starve, potentially. And that has to be done. Why? Well, because there's so many of them that they're encroaching more and more and more onto agricultural land, areas where we, you know, have a problem with them. But, you know, you can say, okay, they're townies, they don't understand. Well, they can learn, can't they? They're supposed to be called journalists.